Talk about the first goal, though, from Joelinton. Fortunate, I guess, in many ways that it takes a deflection and heads into the back of the net. But Joelinton, as a force in that second half, for me, he was man of the match. He was unstoppable. And we spoke about him a lot on the podcast. And what's great to see is that he's now got the confidence and the drive that when he gets into the box, he's taken a shot. It's probably still the worst part of his game, but hey, as long as you're shooting, you've always got a chance of scoring.
We've given Joelinton a lot of praise the last couple of months. This big transition into a Vieira type midfielder and how he's so good in the middle now. But actually, stick him out on the left, he does a job. He's very, very positive going forward with the ball. The last couple of games, we've seen what we really wanted to see from Joelinton when he played up front. I mean, the way he sent Ben Mee to the shops the other day, when he could have just lashed it across goal, got a bit fortunate with a finish, but still to take it on from that angle, oozing with confidence. He just continues to impress. We always say on this pod, he's always 8 out of 10 every week. And he did it again on Saturday. He was just absolutely amazing.
So I've got some stats here about Joelinton's performance. So 4 tackles in the game, ranks first, 86% pass success, 36 out of 42 passes. So he ranks 4th there. Won 11 out of 22 duels. He ranks first in that. That was 8 out of 14 ground duels, 3 out of 6 in the air. He made 3 out of 4 dribbles that he attempted, so ranks first there. 4 clearances, first there. 2 interceptions, first there. If he can consistently add goals to his game, he's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's already unstoppable now in the middle of the park in this, enforcer role that he's sort of carved out for himself in recent months. He's now starting to find his feet after 3 years in front of goal. He's just, the word fan favourite gets overused these days in modern football, just like legend, but he generally is a fan favourite. And I think we talk about it all the time. What makes it so special is the way he's came from nothing. It's a proper rags to riches story, but it's not sort of sentimental anymore. We're actually looking at a really, really unbelievable player who now, if Newcastle wanted to sell him, you get much more than 40 million from him. Mike Ashley was brought him in for that sell-on value that they thought they were going to get. And look, Mike Ashley didn't get a lot of things right, but it turns out a couple of years down the line, he might just have got this one right.
And the funny thing is as well, a bit like, I guess, Newcastle United's form and results, as a Newcastle United fan, part of you's always thinking, well, this has got to end at some point. This has got to end at some point. And yet the results keep coming in and coming in. It's the same with Joelinton. I keep thinking at some point, he's got to revert to type, but he just isn't. And someone's just said there, he's a shout for player of the year. In my opinion, he is the player of the year. I don't think anyone has done more than him. I just think he has been, as I think was kind of phrase said in the comments, he's just been so consistent that for me, he is definitely so far my nomination for player of the season.
Yeah, he's certainly in the mix, if not one of the favourites. His influence, his leadership on and off the pitch, he's just a shadow of his former self, and it's just, you just can't help but love him. Such a likeable player, such a likeable character. He's starting, as we've said, add a lot of goals to his game. As Graham says there, Joe the Tank. Yeah, it's just amazing in this team. He fits in absolutely perfectly.
And how important has, because Graham's also mentioned there that Joe's playing alongside Bruno, and it's such a good partnership. How much do you think Bruno's had an impact on where we see Joelinton now? Because off the field, obviously, fellow countrymen, we know they've got a really close relationship. There's a brilliant little bromance going on there. They live close to each other. There's clearly a good friendship there. How important has Bruno's arrival been for the transformation of Joelinton?
Absolutely huge. Not just because of what they've done together on the pitch, but as you say, off the field, they'll both, especially for Bruno coming in later, really good to have sort of that partnership there. I think even if you just look at that sort of contingent of South American players, Miggy's fitted in that group really well. Fede Fernandes, when he was here, fitted in. Manquillo was a part of that group. It must just be really, really good, for them to have that sort of feeling of home when they're in Newcastle. And look, it shows how loved they are that Newcastle have installed a little Brazilian samba foot volleyball at the training ground just for them.